the long list, it's because it's synthesized in a lab. What pharmaceutical companies will do is they will find the research where a natural God-given ingredient will have a positive effect to your body, but they go in the lab to try to synthesize the same thing to mimic the same result. But it's still synthesized, and that's why you have the long list of side effects. I had a doctor who met with me, and now he's not taking my phone calls, and I'm not quite sure why. So I need, like, I don't want to offend. I want to bring them in, and maybe it's impossible to bring them in. I don't know, but if you have any advice, I'm wide open to hear how we could reach people in any way. And maybe some of them we will never reach, but there's always some out there that we can and will. Okay? Anything else? Any questions?
No, I feel better with just the water. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's amazing, Erin. So, Dad, you just got the water? Yep. Okay. So you know, was it hard for you to sign up? Okay.
It wasn't, because I made a phone call, and so they did it straight over the phone.
Yeah,
And I said I should do. This is how it should always be done. But
I like it doing it that way. I don't like asking people for their social security number. It's just a little creepy. Something comes up.
But an ideal thing is, apparently there's a new kit that comes out for $20.
Yep.
And there's an application that you just gather the information and the people sign it. And then once you have that in your hand, you can go and input them yourself. And it can be done from a laptop or a desktop rather than from a smartphone, because the system at Sisel is not very friendly with smartphone access.
Yeah, you gotta really be on a really strong line. Oh, and I wanna tell Mike too that, is it 37 days? If he orders on his website, he gets a kickback 25%.
Yep, fast start bonus.
Yeah, that's really cool. Because I mean, it's like when you order and then Joe orders some coffee, you know, he's got 16 ounces of hot water. He goes down and fills his cup up. You know how many of these he puts in a cup? 3.
No way.
Yeah, he makes his coffee strong. He likes it like mocha.
You're kidding me.
Oh.
But he's going to get really fast benefits because the body only uses what it needs.
Yeah,
but
he just likes his strong coffee. But yeah, that's cool when you get that 25%. So you can look at the price and then subtract it too, because you're going to get kicked back, and then the next product costs less. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, so how that works, like, Todd, anytime he enrolls somebody, the first 36 days, he gets 25% commission regardless of how they sign up. You can go wholesale and get the best prices, 10% off. But what that will give you, if you go wholesale as a distributor, it gives you the website to share with your friends and family, and if they order, you get the commissions. If you don't want to do the wholesale thing and you want to be just a preferred customer and have access to these products, you're just going to be able to order. But you still want to encourage them to go to the website and order, because I don't want to be buying this and driving all over God's country to deliver it. We want to keep it simple. Not only that, but I've already made mistakes because I have 268 personally enrolled people in this business. They call me. Initially, I was like, oh, I'll do it for you, because a lot of them don't like computers and they don't want to get on the internet. So I'm like, oh, just give me your information. I'll do it for you. So most of the time they've done that. But now I've got 268 people, and I had one of my distributors go, hey, Melanie, you forgot to cancel my order. I'm like, I'm so sorry. My phone's been ringing off the hook, and I feel really bad, but he wanted me to switch his auto purchase. So the benefit of it is, Erin, when you go to your dad's website to order, you control your orders, only you order. So I won't make a mistake for you, or your dad won't make a mistake for you. That is the benefit. You want to point them toward the benefit. You control your own orders. You tell Sisel where to ship the product, your name, your address, your phone number. As easy as that.
So wanting to make sure that this is like safe with the medication I'm on, how did you say to ask the doctor about that? You said there's a way to ask.
Exactly. I'm so glad you asked. So if you take this to your doctor and you say, hey, can I take this? Legally, the doctor's going to say no, because it makes him liable. But if you say, is there any ingredients in this that will hurt me or interact with my medication? If he's a good doctor, he's going to look, and then he has to compare. If you don't look and he still says no, run. Get a new one.
I did bring my renovator in to my doctor. She's a woman doctor, and she started writing down all the ingredients on it, and she wrote down then she flipped it over on the back, and she mentioned one ingredient on there she recognized, and she was kind of, I don't think, she was really surprised, but she was a little surprised. So.
Yeah. Q-Curm longa in the brain vitality should definitely be told to people with blood thinners that they need to work with their doctor.
Which one's that?
The brain vitality.
Brain vitality.
Because Q-Curm longa thins the blood.
Okay.
Now, I personally have researched resveratrol. I have found that resveratrol will enhance the properties of warfarin, blood thinner. But it will also, if your blood's too thin, it'll make it clot. So your blood has tons of components within it. Platelets make it clot. If you're over-clotting, the resveratrol will help your cells talk to each other the way they're supposed to, so it does not over-clot. If it's too thin, it helps the cells talk to each other in the way that it will start clotting. That's what I'm reading on the research.
Okay.
So, Eternity will clean your bloodstream up. So it is a detox product. What I was going to go back to the detoxing, I begged a gentleman to work with me. I said, you've got to call me if something goes wrong. And he did not call me. Well, actually 3 days after using the Sisel products, he called me and said he felt better already. And then he ordered for 2 months and then he quit and I couldn't get a hold of him. I finally just talked to him like a week ago and he said, my doctor told me not to take your products. He said, I crashed, I felt horrible. And I said, well, you promised me that you were gonna talk to me and you probably detoxed way too fast and that's what happened to him, but he won't, so I just really tell people, if you know they're really, really sick, you've got to start with one product. Yeah. Let that product detox you slowly and let it do its work for like 2 weeks before you introduce another product. I have had instances where one lady, she took everything, like the Triangle of Life. Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Do you want a cup of coffee?
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. So
You're there.
he detoxed way too fast, or she did, and she got migraines so bad she thought she was going to go to the emergency room. But thankfully, I had already expressed that to her, and after I talked to her, I said, please just take 1 AGE pill morning and night. And she did that. You know what? She had multiple sclerosis, and at her next doctor's appointment, her blood work was perfect, and her doctor was shocked.
That's one of the reasons why you suggested step product 1, 2, 3, 4 for Erin.
Yeah, I would start
for
slow.
a week to 2 weeks on just this before she then goes to add in the brain vitality for another, and then the 2 of those, so that at the end of 4 weeks it would be add the third, and then at the end of 6 weeks add the next.
Yes, and if when you introduce any product you have you just don't feel right, back off. It's okay, just listen to your body. But I also want you to know you just need to trust the science and don't detox too fast. Give your body time. We don't know what's going on in there.
I guess my concern is not really knowing like what the schedule would be. I'd have to do some research on my own about the schedule of like tapering off the medication because you can't just cut it. You have to come down slow.
Yeah. Is your naturopath going to help you with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, well, she's not a naturopath. She's a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
But that also goes along with, I can't say I'm not taking any of your supplements. I'm gonna do, so, like she might be open to me doing these products, but I think it would be like, that would be part of her.
You might.
Yes, I am.
Well,
And Ms. Emma,
Part of her.
Hi.
good to see you
Like I wouldn't
here.
be following her recommendation.
We're having she's offering a cup of coffee, but that's another story. We'll talk
Yeah,
another
Unless
day.
I blended the
I'm the
two.
one that opened up so they could get in.
some
Well,
of the
thank you. I didn't know you were
supplements she
here.
recommended.
Now I know.
I talked to her about
Thanks.
the brain vitality, and she said that she didn't think that that would be, like, there'd be any conflict, but
Okay.
I'm saying that she gave me this list of supplements that they recommend,
Right?
and so for me to say, okay, I'm gonna, like, maybe only keep 2 of those or 3 of those and do this other
We can
brand.
compare.
And this is with Dr. Brownstein's office, and I sent you a link to
Yeah.
him, who he is, and what his medical doctor slash natural health healing practice is like. And about, he's not taking new patients, but he has some staff now who are certified specialists, and that's who Erin had an appointment with
Cool.
just today, her second one.
So write me an email of the supplements he recommended, and we'll cross-reference them with what Sisel has, and we'll see. And we can even send them to him.
Okay.
The PDFs, it'll show all of the ingredients within, and yeah.
I'm just thinking that like, I want somebody who's gonna like kind of guide me through tapering off of the medication.
I understand. Yep. I took 3 antidepressants when I quit.
Did you just stop them cold
I just
turkey?
stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause that's the other thing, is not to go cold turkey, but to kind of just guide myself off of them.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm totally for that. I'm just, I don't know. Like, I was on 9 gabapentins a day, 3 cyclobenzaprines, and 3 Vicodin a day. And I was on, gosh, I was on so many antidepressants throughout the years. It's crazy. I don't even remember all of them that I was on. But
And you just stopped them.
yeah, I just stopped cold turkey. No, I had no side effects, Maureen. But I can't
But
promise that.
it wasn't really cold turkey because you were doing these other supplements, so you were giving your body other things that it needed,
Yeah.
so that it didn't have the withdrawal effect.
I think that's what it was. Yep. Absolutely. So, I mean, I can just, you know, we can never promise to cure, heal, or treat or diagnose, but if we just listen to our bodies and give it the proper nutrition,
Yeah.
that's all we can
I
do.
mean, I could just listen to my body and coming off of the meds too.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabapentin, when I quit the gabapentin, and I was on the max dose, but my feet were starting to bounce. My hands were bouncing. So when I'd be writing with a pen, it would bounce off the paper. I couldn't, it was involuntary. They tell you that that's a permanent nerve damage.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. It's gone. So there's always hope, especially when you have nutrition like this.
Yeah.
So I'll give you,
Did you have that magazine that you were showing, displaying, that had the,
yes, it's the last one I have. Unfortunately, I can't give you that one.
how do we get that? Where do we get that?
It's discontinued. He made this is the old Sisel products. Our products look different, so I've just hung on to this book because it makes it so nice for,
Well, I have a
Showing you.
product catalog.
Yeah.
yeah. That's the new catalog, but I love this. This is Tom Sr. So in '86, they asked him to start with personal care products, and he went home and turned around the shampoo bottle and found all those toxins in the
So
shampoo.
here's what I can do. Before I leave, I can take a picture of each of the pages, front, open it up.
Really? Aw.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no, then I have it. That's
God
the only way
love
to
ya.
do that.
So you said though, what did you say I could? You said email.
Yeah, email me a list of what they're recommending.
Oh,
And
okay.
I might be able to
Okay.
see it right away and cross-reference. I know the Brain Vitality would have the magnesium in it, but the minerals would be Encompass 360 and the Spectrum Max.
Okay.